back in the bus, please. Please, come on. Come on, back in the bus. Hey, stop!
Anti-Afro Svengalis. There you have it, people. Carrie and Mack trucked her own channel. Did it all on her own. I don't have any idea how many videos she had before yesterday, but I know it was far more than 3. Let me give credit where credit is due. The movie Duel is a movie I highly recommend. I don't care how old that movie is. That movie will keep you on the edge of your seat. I remember when I first saw it as a kid. True suspense. I'm not a person that likes movies where arms and heads and legs are flying off. I don't like those kind of movies. I like more suspense. And this movie absolutely was suspenseful. And the Mack truck routine, driving it right through her own channel. Have you noticed, Carrie Ann, I'm talking about you. That's right. I'm talking about you because I'm deciding to talk about you. Because I feel like it. Not because Carrie Ann is in a frenzy with her punchline pimp routine trying to get me to react to her nonsense like Jaguar Wright does. I remember when the Jaguar Wright was doing whatever she was doing, I never really made sense of her purpose. But what the hell? People were asking me, are you going to cover Jaguar Wright? What is there to cover? Somebody running around here on the internet making outrageous statements and falsely accusing black men of crimes? We already have somebody doing that. That's Carrie Ann. So what's the point of covering Jaguar Wright if you got Carrie Ann in and around the Umar Johnson sector? It's significant about what's happening with Carrie Ann right now. Whining about being doxxed. This is a person who came onto YouTube and gave you her first and last name. All on her own. You can Google a first and last name these days and pretty much get some basics about a person. You will never win a court case saying somebody doxed you. It sounds ridiculous. Totally and completely ridiculous. And while we're at it, who the hell is Carrie Ann to be talking about people's finances when she's got a current tax lien from the state on a $99,000 home? How in the hell can she sit up here and ruminate and obsess over other people's finances? Now, a lot of people have tax liens either currently or in the past. But they're not up on YouTube obsessing over other people's finances. She's obsessing over breaking the culture of silence's finances and home situation and who's paying what. And she's walking around like she owns a place and so-and-so's has bankruptcy. This person is broke. They don't have, or they do have 5 credit cards and the low limit and all this. And I got money in the bank. You do? Then pay that tax lien. You are such a hypocrite running around here trashing people for any and everything under the sun, and your shit ain't even together. Your shit is not together. You're not a person to come on here to speak down to anybody about their personal, their financial, their employment situation. You act just like Jaguar Wright. Nikki Poop Walden is a Jaguar Wright, but now she's keeping her mouth shut and having Carrie talk for her. Jaguar Wright is just like Carrie Ann, and Carrie Ann is just like Jaguar Wright. The punchline pimping. Let's go back in time. I think we're running up on 2 years. For those of you who are not aware about Carrie Ann and her brief experience on this channel. She came on leaving messages, no problem, just whatever. And then there was an episode over on Let Me See Your Handcuffs channel where you have this anti-ADOS freak coming up into the chat, calling me a liar and demanding I answer his questions like I'm his slave. I'm not your slave. Let Me See Your Handcuffs is your slave. Always talking down to ADOS like we owe him explanations. Kiss my ass. I don't owe you shit. And I told him that. I left, came over to AAS channel, and here comes Carrie Ann demanding explanations. That's not what we do here. We don't disrespect people here leaving comments. People can have issues with each other, but when they're making comments here, they don't disrespect people. And she thought she can show her ass off, like, let me see your handcuffs, try to do. Rude and disrespectful, so I just booted her. After I booted her, this is what she did. This is the funny part, that she really thought she was going to get somewhere with me. She started posting these videos. Carrie Ann, we have the videos from the first channel you had where you're up here acting the fool. We have those videos. So she went over on this channel and started posting these just really bizarre, abusive, screaming and hollering, name calling, all the stuff that you see she does. That channel that she eventually pulled down in a panic. And for a period of like 29 days, I have to go back and look because we tracked like when she started and when she stopped. So practically a whole entire month, she started posting these videos and making all these bizarre, outrageous Jaguar right type statements. Tries her hardest to see who she can offend, how disgusting she can be, how many lies she can tell, how many false accusations she can level against Black men. She keeps going and going and going. And she got this effect that Carrie Ann never got. People gravitated towards Jaguar Wright and started picking up on what she was saying it and carrying it around and really started accusing Black men of crimes that they didn't commit. And she was focusing in particular on one person, King World. That's a whole nother story. So that blew up and people went on and started doing content. And that's when Let Me See Your Handcuffs got her ass cussed out because she tried to jump into that and was siding with people who were believing or supporting the lies that were being told about King World. And this is all based on what Jaguar Wright was saying. Every time she would get arrested, people wait for her to get out of jail. They were tracking where she went. And every single word she said, they were hanging on it. And they're making content off of what she's doing and saying about primarily King World. And then they started going for his channels because he was protesting the bullshit. This is the same kind of crap that Carrie Ann tried to do, but nobody gives a damn, for the most part, what she says. And I essentially ignored her when she was posting these videos. I think I made maybe 1 or 2 responses, but she wanted much more. She wanted to keep going, like you see in the movie Duel. She wanted me to engage her in this madness, going back and forth. And she was so proud when she came here, when she attacked Black men and called them every name in the book and said they ain't about shit and basically shouldn't exist in the world. And she would say, I love the F shit. I love it. She kept saying that. But what's wrong now? She's not loving it now because she got up here for nearly 2 years and ran her mouth, leveling false accusations, thinking nobody had any recourse in terms of coming back on her and challenging her and holding her to answer to her slander, to her verbal abuse, to her race attacking. I don't know who's worse, Carrie Ann or Dempsey, when it comes to attacking people based on protected class. And you can lie all you want and say that you never said that breaking the culture of silence was teaching her daughter how to be her minor child. You said it. It doesn't matter that you pulled the video down. The video was captured. I deliberately left off the terminology that Carrie Ann used to sexualize breaking the culture of silence's daughter, minor child, something she has said more than once. But here's the confusion. Why does it matter? Carrie Ann has stated many times over, she doesn't care. What she says is what she stands by, something to that effect. I don't care. I said it, and that's what I said, and I mean it. Along those lines. If that's the case, then there should be no concern. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, how many people contact Carrie Ann's employer and register objections to what she has said, she would have no concerns because she stated everything that she has stated on YouTube, she stands by it. Well, we shall see. But in the meantime, I don't know where the heck any of these subjects get this notion that keep it on YouTube for the purposes of verbally abusing, harassing, threatening people with violence, slandering people, should be on YouTube for sport so other people can generate revenue as you being the target. So keep it on YouTube, right? They don't have anything to say about that. They only have something to say when people decide to exercise their rights. These are rights to make reports. And it's nothing but hypocrisy for these subjects to jump up and start screaming about people calling people's jobs when they said nothing about the abusing conduct that has been going on for how long? This is not new, people. This is nothing new. Re-emphasizing, Carrie Ann gave her full name to the YouTube world. There isn't a single illegal act associated with people looking up Carrie Ann's information. And she didn't have any objection to the person she claims doxed her. And there was no doxing. You gave your first and last name. Anybody can look you up, like most people. It is not doxing. You gave your first and last name. No one had to dig around for anything. You gave the information. But do whatever you need to do. Don't, by all means, don't let me stop you from filing a complaint. I'm definitely not going to stand in Carrie Ann's way if she elects to file a complaint. I actually welcome, especially thinking you're going to file a complaint against me and go somewhere with it where I'm going to be penalized. No, not going to happen. It's galling beyond description. The fun is over now that the focus is on you. Is that what it is? But when it's happening to other people, you love the F shit. That's why you're here. You want to be able to roast. But she doesn't want any consequences to her conduct. That's not the way the world works. You can't do and say anything you damn well please and have no consequences. Carrie Ann was not doxxed. There is absolutely no sympathy for somebody who hung around the person who she says doxed her. You in fact sat around and laughed when people's information was shared publicly. You didn't protest it then. You're like, let me see your handcuffs. Sat up under there and applauded the situation. You're a hypocrite. Absolutely no sympathy whatsoever. You engaged in these acts. You supported these acts when the person you say doxed you was doing it to other people. You praised the person. You laughed. You got to be kidding me that you're a victim. You're no victim. You created the circumstances that you're in right now. There is nothing illegal about reporting the truth. What happens after that? That isn't for anyone to determine who's filing the complaint. The behavior that's being scrutinized is your conduct that you decided to engage in, and you stated it proudly. What is the problem? You didn't have a problem when it was done to anyone else. People, you know I have more coming your way in the meantime.
Get those kids out of the way.
What for?
Just get them off the road and they'll be okay.
They're all right. They're not on the road.
No, hey, get back in the bus, please. Please, come on, back in the bus.
You're all right where you are. As long as you stay off the road, you're okay. You're perfectly all right. Just keep off the road.
Let's get back in the bus. Come on, get off at the highway. There's a truck coming.
You're free.
Now you take your hands off.
Please, come on, get back in the bus. Now look, I know how this must sound, but that man is crazy. He's been trying to kill me. I mean it.
Well, I tell you, if I had to vote on who's crazy around here, it'd be you.
You know the drill. Buyer beware.